Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You are watching Books R Us. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Today's video is about a book that I picked up in a thrift shop last March, I think, before the lockdown. Upon reading the rave reviews on the first page of the book itself, as I was intrigued about this show on Netflix that is called The Alienist. It's a mystery crime thriller set in New York as well in the 1890s. It's based on a novel of the same name, which I have ordered online but hasn't arrived yet. It's been more than 2 months already. I ordered it through Book Depository. While waiting, I read this book last week, just after the Inferno, as my follow-up because the author of The Alienist, Caleb Carr, gave this book a good review. While waiting for that book that I ordered, I decided to read this one for the time being. This is a historical mystery crime thriller that takes place in New York during 1885, roughly 150 years ago. And this is the time, according to the premise of the book, where potatoes are being attacked by pests that farmers and scientists are having a hard time finding cure. And now, potatoes, I think, at the time were the staple food, and it's during this time as well where the very first NYPD, or the police department in New York, has been assembled to fight crimes in the thriving city at the time. So you have this clear setting right away. Problems about potatoes being infected by unknown pests, and 2, assembling the very first New York police department. And this book is The Gods of Gotham by Lindsay Faye. So this book is published in 2012 to good reviews. It's the first installment, and it has 3 books so far in the series. It's from an American writer. So what's the story about? The story begins with Timothy Wilde, who is now in his late 20s, I think 27 to be exact. So, working in a bar, serving drinks to customers. He tries to save every dollar in hopes of winning the girl of his dreams. But when his dreams are destroyed by a fire that devastates downtown Manhattan, where his apartment is situated, he's left with little choice but to accept a job in a newly created New York City Police Department. Now, one night, when he is about to return home after his rounds, Timothy Wilde collides with a 9 or 10-year-old girl who is running barefooted with a dress covered in blood. When Tim asks who she is or where she comes from, the girl responded that people call her Little Bird, and that she is running because a man wearing a black hood is after her, and that dozens of kids' dead bodies, roughly the same age of hers, are buried in the forest north of 23rd Street. Now, Tim and his landlady take the girl in their care, despite not being sure whether to believe what the girl claims. But as soon as Timothy finds another body of a young boy lying dead on a road the next few days after, one morning, the image of the brutal killer is slowly revealed. And Timothy will set on a mission of finding out the truth, though he is hesitant at first about his job and thinks he doesn't suit well with it. He now finds perhaps a new purpose to save other children who may fall victim in the hands of this black hooded man. And so the question is, can he trust the girl? And who is this man wearing a black hood? Can Timothy trust the chief of police? Will Timothy be able to stop the killings and identify the killer before it is too late? It sounds cliche. And while reading the book halfway, though, I wondered who really are the gods of Gotham. But Gotham, I remembered watching Batman movies. Gotham is a city much like New York City, so I think Gotham here is New York City. So yeah. So what are your least favorite parts of the book? When you have feelings towards a girl while growing up and stays the same when you both get older, and you happen to know something about the girl of your dreams later on, something that's a bit disappointing. I don't know. I felt for Timothy's feelings there. You'll know when you read the book. It's just painful. You kind of feel left hanging. You feel even betrayed of some sort. And I didn't like the part people from Ireland, or the Irish people, came to America for a new life at the time. 1845, somewhere, to New York specifically, and attacked for being foreigners. They're looked upon as a competitor, that so much hate are thrown upon seeing these people walking in the street, that the locals get angry at these people, and at any time a local might attack someone, that sort of thing. Also, I wasn't comfortable of knowing children, boys and girls at the age of as young as 9 or 10 years old, they get into prostitution, basically to earn a living in a house who takes care of them, actually makes money, making a business out of them. These children are orphans, and the adults exploit them. It's just sad. It's awful, really, if you can imagine. And that 150 years ago, that happened. And what's surprising is it still happens up to this day. Just a, cruel situation to be in. There's one character here that you get to like and thought was a good one, but will annoy you later, yet you try to understand this person's motive and her circumstances. So in a way, you choose to be kind, and you feel for our main protagonist, Timothy Wilde, of him knowing it. I also didn't like some adult characters here in this book, how they take advantage of young people who are powerless in a society. And so what do you like about the book? I liked the writing style, I liked the storytelling, the dialogues, the plot. Overall, there's enough blend of likable characters and unlikable ones. The mystery and suspense are just right, and the anticipation for the climax is just superb. Reveal after reveal after reveal, the book will surprise you ×3 towards the climax. I almost identified the culprit, but I failed. Only to be given different reasons to point me to the other possible culprit. And it's unpredictable, it's full of surprises. I like the setting, it's in New York. You'll immediately be transported to the Big Apple, though I have never been to New York myself, anywhere in the US. I'm only familiar with the place through watching movies. It is atmospheric, there are scary moments sometimes, eerie situations. It has light and funny moments as well, and the sense of danger is there. You'll question the motive of the culprit and other people surrounding our protagonist, Timothy Wilde. It has plenty of red herrings, and it's gripping. I must say, Lindsay Faye recreates the past, yet the characters she made will live with you in the present. The characters are alive. It's gripping, really. And the good thing about this historical crime thriller is that each chapter head provides some articles taken from newspapers that were issued in that period. So it gives you a strong sense of time and place right away. So like here you see it's chapter 1, and it says the 1st of June 7,000 immigrants had arrived, and the government agent there had received notice that 55,000 had contracted for passage during the season, and nearly all from Ireland. The number expected to come to Canada and the States is estimated by some as high as 100,000. The rest of Europe will probably send the States 75,000 more. New York Herald, summer 1845. That's pertaining to the Irish people coming to America as immigrants. And also, I like the elements of alchemy and elixir of life. At one point, the first book of Harry Potter series, The Philosopher's Stone, it tackles about this alchemy as well. And even one of my favorite books, which is The Alchemist, also tackles about that. So I find it fascinating, really. At that time, many scientists, many people are looking for that, the element of alchemy and elixir of life that was explored here as well. And Lindsay Faye created characters. The characters are strongly assembled to their suitable roles, I must say. We have an eccentric doctor, we have a strict police chief, we have a reverend here that shares wisdom to our main protagonist. We have a bit of a angle of love triangle here, which involves Timothy and his brother Valentine being smitten with their childhood girl crush. It might cause some conflict later on. We also have a cunning mistress who runs a house, who takes care of children. This book will definitely transport you to the streets of New York. The book is sprinkled with issues about religion, that some people are being annoyingly righteous. Issues about immigrants, how foreigners are being welcomed in another country, and issues of never-ending issues about politics, as always. How media handle news sometimes. It was this time people rely on newspapers, and it will give you a glimpse of how a thriving society is start building their city's greatness in the future, how New York City has become what it is today. I must say this book is a fascinating work of historical mystery crime thriller. It's so satisfying. It's a quick read for me. I think I finished this for 3 days, and I'm satisfied with everything this book has to offer. I'm a big fan of mystery crime, suspense, thriller. You know, this book lived up to my expectations. It's a wonderful book. Who would you recommend the book to? If you like historical mystery crime thriller with quality writing, good plotting, or you are after a plot that will surprise you and learn about New York City during the mid-1880s and how the New York Police Department was first formed, how police procedural was first done, and how detecting was first invented, for you're just after a nice and quick read, this is for you. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for joining me today. We'll talk more about books on my next video. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you liked the video that I made today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Are you a fan of historical crime thriller? Have you read this book already by any chance? Let's have a chat on the comment section below. I'm your Pinoy BookTuber. Basa-basa din pag may time. Stay safe. Bye for now.